Every year, 59,000 people die from rabies. That is one death every 9 minutes. And by the time they knew they were sick, it's already too late. Once the virus infects your central nervous system and clinical symptoms appear, there is no cure, no treatment, no second chance. This is rabies, the deadliest pathogen on Earth. Rabies is a virus belonging to the lyssavirus family. The name derives from the Greek goddess of madness, rage and frenzy. It belongs to the same family as rhinoviruses, which cause the common cold. But that's pretty much where their similarity ends. Rabies doesn't attack your lungs or your blood. It goes for one thing and one thing only: your central nervous system. And here is what makes it different from almost any other pathogen. Most viruses spread in your body through the lymphatic and blood vessels, so your immune system can detect them and initiate a response early enough. But rabies doesn't use blood vessels, it travels through your neurons, nerve by nerve, and your immune system doesn't even know the virus is there until it reaches the one place where everything changes: your brain. But how does something like this even get into your body? That's what we are going to cover right now. Rabies is a serious public health problem mainly in Asia and Africa. Dog bites and scratches cause 99% of the human rabies cases. When rabies enters your body through a bite or a scratch, it is patient. It hijacks and binds to the P75NTR receptor, which is a regulator of neuronal survival, development and function. Think of it like a key fitting into a lock built for your nerve maintenance. And the virus has the right key. After binding to the receptor, the rabies virus is transported through a specific type of neurons straight into the brain. Not only is the virus capable of hijacking this transport for its own needs, it travels up to 400 millimeters per day. That is roughly the length of your forearm. Your immune system patrols, the virus stays invisible. But how long does it take for rabies to travel to your brain? Well, depends on the bite's location. It typically takes at least 2 weeks, but it can also take months. But now, let's talk about what happens once it reaches your brain and what makes them so terrifying. Welcome to the most horrific part of this video. Once the virus reaches your brain, everything changes, and it changes fast. You have moved to the phase where clinical symptoms begin to appear, and from this point there is no turning back. The first symptoms are quite easy to dismiss: a discomfort, fever or headache, even an itching sensation at the site of the original bite. Your body is finally noticing something is wrong, but by this time the virus is not just in your brain, it is replicating and spreading into your salivary glands, your tear ducts, into every organ it can reach. Anxiety, insomnia, confusion, agitation, hallucinations, these are the common signs and symptoms. And here comes the signature symptom, the one that gives rabies its second name: hydrophobia, or fear of water. Hydrophobia is not a psychological fear. It's not fear like the kind you might feel when you're afraid of spiders. When rabies affects the central nervous system, it causes violent, intense, involuntary spasms in the throat. These painful spasms are also triggered when the patient tries to swallow. Just the sound or thought of running water can send their throat into violent spasms. The patient is desperately thirsty, their body is screaming for water, but no matter how thirsty they are, the spasms occur, the muscles seize, they choke, they panic, and there is nothing they can do. If you're finding this video interesting so far, consider subscribing to my channel. There are a lot more videos like this coming up in the near future. Alright, so now we know what it does to its prey. But what do we do? The answer is straight and simple. And it's pretty much the only answer that works. Don't wait. If you've been bitten or scratched by wildlife or any unfamiliar animal, Wash any wounds with water and soap for at least 15 minutes. Then immediately go to a hospital or seek medical attention. Not tomorrow, not next week, immediately. If given promptly, post-exposure vaccination is highly effective at preventing disease. But it only works while the virus is still crawling toward the brain. Once it arrives, the window closes and it never opens again. There is no cure, no miracle treatment once symptoms begin to appear. Keep that in mind. What makes rabies the deadliest pathogen on Earth is the fact that the virus kills with near perfect certainty. Once symptoms appear, the fatality rate is nearly 100%. Starts from a bite or scratch and then slowly travels straight to your brain. That's what makes the rabies so terrifying. It needs you to wait. It needs you to think the bite was nothing. It needs you not to know, and that's how it wins. If this video taught you something you didn't know or want to learn more about invisible threats in our world, make sure to subscribe to my channel or click on the next video.